Ahoy there, Legends of Runeterra fans. I'm Dead Brook Nerd, and I've got another fun homebrew deck for you guys. I came up with this one, I guess it was 2 nights ago. Just on a whim, just looking for a way actually to play around with Lucian. And I said, you know what? I don't really like playing Demacia, but I had these 3 copies of Lucians that I'd gotten as like random Lucian, random champion rewards. And I said, okay, I gotta find a way to use this guy. I've never touched him once, and he's pretty cool. And I said, what likes to have allies die? And I said, well, obviously Shadow Isles. And then I said, you know what? I've been looking for an excuse to craft me up some Kalistas. So I just wasted all my crafting materials and got me 3 Kalistas and put the 2 together. And let me tell you guys, it's been mind-blowing how good it is. I'm not saying that it's never been done before. Somebody else has probably tried this. I'm just saying I'd never seen it and I had never messed with it. And I'm absolutely both adoring it. It's an extremely fun deck to play, but also tearing it up out there when I'm playing this game, both in normal and in ranked. I had been chilling in silver and not really playing much ranked, and I said, this deck is going so well in normal. I want to try it on ranked. And I cruised from silver 2 up to gold 4 in an afternoon with only 2 losses. Like, holy crap, this thing is just absolutely crushing it. I don't know how it's going to do against the top tier meta decks, but since we just had a balance patch, I think there's a lot of experimentation out there, and still some people kind of feeling out what the best, adaptations to the meta stuff is, how some of the nerfs to things like, Karma Lux, or how they're fitting in, and how the deck is getting slowed down by it and the adjustments they need to make. So maybe it's just a factor of, hey, everybody else is unsure, and on that unsure footing, this deck is performing well, but doesn't matter. I've been loving it. It's really cool. Now, I will say there's a couple cards you could definitely consider switching in. I'll go over that in a second. But the basic premise is we're playing things, killing our things, and trying to get really, really wide on the board. And that's the crux of this deck. You want to get a wide board as much as possible. And there's plenty of times where you'll actually want to play more creatures out, instead of just open attacking, because you're trying to overwhelm them with the numbers and force them to block 2, 3 things so that they'll die in the trades and level up your champions. So we've got obviously the best combo in the game on turn 2, Cursed Keeper, Ravenous Butcher. This is obviously the ideal situation when you are on the evens turn. So when you have the second attack token, would be to go Cursed Keeper, Ravenous Butcher. Otherwise, you do kind of have to set it up for turn 3, and that's obviously not as good, but it doesn't matter. It's still a great combo, and plenty of things can kill the Cursed Keeper, and the Ravenous Butcher has plenty of targets. So we've got that here. We've got 2 Mark of the Isles just for a little bit of trade tricking, a little bit of burst damage, and because it gives the things ephemeral, sometimes we just want our things to die to either clear out space or to get their last breath effect off. So that's why we've got these 2 Mark of the Isles. Similarly, we've got 2 Oblivious Islanders. These are interesting. I could see going up to 3 copies, but I think I'm happy with them at 2. There are fewer targets than I initially included in this deck. So when I originally played it, I put Grizzled Rangers in, and they weren't performing super well, but Oblivious Islander was great with them. Well, so now we've cut the Grizzled Rangers in favor of Mist Wraiths and gone more of an Allegiance build. You can see I've got 32 Shadow Isles and 8 Demacia. And I'll kind of talk about that in a second, but with that, we also went down 1 Oblivious Islander because there's less it interacts with. But the ideal situation is to be able to go Oblivious Islander and target the Undying. You can tell by the cover art, the thumbnail art, that this is kind of the thing that I really have liked about this deck, is playing the Undying. Keep in mind, for a long time, the Undying was a little bit of a rough card to play around. Sometimes it could snowball, but because you couldn't get rid of it, it could clog your bench. But now that we can manually get rid of creatures when we want to play a new one, if you ever get extra copies of the Undying, or if maybe there's a cheap one that you played and you're like, I don't want it because I can't block, you can get rid of it. So that's, in my opinion, made the Undying a much, much better card, much less, like, it doesn't shoot you in the foot as much. So we're really happy to get it out, especially if we can get out early, especially if we can get out with the Oblivious Islander, where it'll blow itself up and already get that, boost started. The faster you can get it to 3-3 or 4-4, the better your chances get for the rest of the game, because they have to start respecting it. of course, we got Lucian and Senna. Now, originally, I crafted the Kalistas, and I said, I don't want to craft me some Sennas. I had 0 Sennas. I had 3 Lucians and 0 Sennas. I said, I don't want to craft me any Sennas until I know I like the core of the deck. And it was actually winning, and I posted it in our Discord, and somebody commented and said, hey, what happened to Sennas? I was like, well, trust me, I wish they were in there, but I haven't crafted them yet. And they're like, dude, trust me, it's going to be even better. And sure enough, I went ahead and said, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to like zero out my crafting materials, get myself some Sennas. And obviously, I don't know, you know, I don't know why I slept on it. I don't know why I was nervous about crafting it, because obviously the two are meant to be played together, you know, and you can kind of manually kill Senna with something like a, you know, Mark of the Isles, or with Glimpse Beyond or Ravenous Butcher, so you can get that Lucian. And having Lucian's leveled up ability just opens this deck up, because it's so easy to have an ally die. And when you rally and you have such a wide board like we're trying to build, you're going to be able to get all that damage in. They're forced to make more trades. Those trades will level up Kalista. And it just kind of, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Now, here's one of the contentious cards that I'm just staunchly defending. I've seen people saying you don't play Wraithcaller without Mist Wraiths, and even a couple of people comment saying, hey, where's the Mist Wraiths? You should fit those in. I don't agree. And I get the opinion there, and I mean, I'm not saying it would be terrible, but the thing about Wraithcaller in this build is I don't care about the Fearsome, I don't care about buffing multiple Mist Wraiths, I just care about getting 2 creatures for the one action, getting that board nice and wide, putting out targets for them to trade with, or things for myself to blow up. Those Mist Wraiths, just blow them up for a Glimpse Beyond or something like that, so we can get those champs leveled up. And Mist Wraith is also one of the best ones to pull back from Kalista, because when you pull it back, it will summon that Mist Wraith onto your bench. So this is just a really great card for this. Even though I think a lot of people would be tempted to cut it, I absolutely would not. Triple Ethereal Remitters, I can see myself going down to 2 copies. I could even see myself going down to 0 copies if I decided I wanted the deck to go faster. But this is the card that helps you get that wide board state, keep that wide board state, you know, going on curve. If you can hit this on curve onto an Undying, this can just open up so many possibilities, so many winning lines off of the, you know, the 5-drop that you pull. And oh, by the way, the Undying is still going to come back. It's a great one to open attack with Undying when they avoid trading with it, because they know it'll come back. It's hits, it comes back to the bench. Now you go ahead and blow it up after it's made its attack. It's going to come back. You're going to get the extra copy. It's just, there's a lot of ways to play with this card, and I think it's a fun one to play with for sure. I've got 2 Neverglade Collectors for a little bit of healing and a little bit of ways to push lethal damage when they have a better board state. That's a really important thing. Sometimes you can get a really wide board, but if they can match that really wide board, especially Demacia can do this decently, none of your things will get damaged through. They'll be able to cleanly trade with everything, and you won't be able to get that damage through. Well, this will basically in the game for you, get those drains off of those creatures dying. So, and then 2 back-to-backs have been MVPs in bursting damage to the opponent's face when you go wide with, you know, with 5-6 creatures and they don't block your 1/1 spider from a Vile Feast. Well, now it's a 4/4 and you win the game. You guys can see. Now I've kind of rambled about it. That's because I don't think this is a super. I think this is an easy deck to play okay at, but I wanted to explain a lot of those plays because there's a lot of like little nitty-gritty things and some weird choices in the deck building that I think I felt were worth explaining, so you guys can get the most out of it. I'm going to go ahead and attach a game I recorded. I might even like record another game of this same deck later and test a couple other cards. There's one card that somebody pointed out today that I thought was absolutely brilliant. I don't know how I missed it. Let me see if I can go ahead and find it. It is the Blighted Caretaker, and this seems absolutely excellent for exactly what we want to do, get our things leveled up faster. I think I'm going to test this out, one of these at least, probably 2, and I might switch out one of my Ethereal Emitters to try it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the video, go ahead and mash that like button because it feels good to be liked, and consider subscribing if you want to support the content I do. It's the best way to do it, and it's free, so, you know, what's it going to hurt? And then last, if you guys have any ideas for this deck or others, go ahead and put them down in the comments. I always check the comments and try to interact if I can, answer any questions. So yeah, that's always open. Hope you guys enjoy the game. Here we go. Looks like we're going to be up against Demacia and PNZ here. Vi, Fiora, Garen. I guess they want to be striking things, huh? Okay, taking a look at this opening hand. So it's really important with this deck to take note of if you're the first player or the second player. So in this case, we're second player, which is nice. It does allow us to slam Lucian right away, unless we can find like a Cursed Keeper. We're definitely going to toss this Remitter. The Undying is a tough one because we do have the Butcher to go on 3 after Lucian, but we could also toss it to get greedy and dig for like a Cursed Keeper. I think they usually have a pretty slow start. I think I want to keep the Undying here. Because of the ability to hopefully to like snowball over a couple turns. There's a back-to-back. It's not exactly what we wanted. That is Senna though with Lucian. That's going to be a nice 2-3 combo if they don't have immediate disruption for it, like a Mystic Shot. But that's a Cursed Keeper, and that is going to always trump everything else on 2. What a great pickup. They're going to get the War Chefs down. That's super okay for us. We're going to get the gross combo. And, you know, who knows? They might have the +1/+1 to trick a trade here on our Ravenous Butcher. But, you know, I think I'm okay with that if they want to do it. Let's see if they've got it. No? Okay, great. I'll take that trade all day. The War Chefs is really strong. And, of course, great when they've got all the challengers and whatnot. So we're totally okay with that. Sorry about that. Hitting the mic there. I'm so used to hitting the space bar. Maybe I won't do that here in our... since my mic's kind of in the way. To use the mouse. So let's see. We've got an interesting like turn 3 choice. So we've got Kalista, we've got the Undying, we've got Senna. And you know, all of them, there's arguments for all of them. I think the Undying may be the worst of the 3. You know, Kalista is not as easy to kill. Right, so I mean they can Mystic Shot Senna, and that's kind of crummy. Now I think Lucian and Senna coming down together on turn 5 can be really good, especially since it's going to be coming down on their turn 5, which means they'll probably spend some of their mana first, maybe play out a creature, and then we know this won't be as likely to be disrupted. And once they're both down, we know we're going to get the value off of one of them. So it's another War Chefs. So we probably, I mean, they could have. Single combat. If they have single combat, yeah, they can kill, you know, Senna / Lucian. The other thing, if I theoretically went Lucian, I could have back-to-back open to me on the following turn, but I don't think that's going to be the best way to play this. I think we're going to be putting down a 3-drop and a 3-drop. So I think I want to go Kalista, actually. You know, I don't think they're going to swing. And this way, a single combat won't clear either of these. You know, so I think that's kind of the direction I want to go. Plus, with it being fearsome, they can't block with the War Chefs. So there's the reasoning there. I mean, Undying, unfortunately, isn't getting the most love this game just because of our situation. If I swing here, I think we get... question, and this is one of those decks where it's not always correct to just open swing, even if you have like an advantageous position, because we've got all these quick attack guys here like Senna, Lucian. The problem is, I'm trying to think about like what 4s they could slam. Like a Grizzled Ranger would be kind of obnoxious, even if it has been nerfed. I think we'll go ahead and we'll take the attack. He doesn't want to take another 4. Okay, great. We're actually really pretty happy with that. We got the value trade. We got 4 damage on the face, especially with the back-to-back in our back pocket. See what I did there? We're, you know, sitting pretty. Let's get the Warden's Prey out because we're not gonna. We know we're gonna play it this turn. And then we're looking at either Senna or Lucian or the Undying. And the Undying doesn't help us defend, but we're 20 health. Getting him down now and then getting these 2 down together could be the play. I think we get him down now so we can do that next turn after they do their attack, after they, you know, hopefully play a lot of their tricks to deal with Kalista. We drop these 2. And that's the thing, like with Kalista being a threat, especially in this deck, these 2 really can shine if they drop later. So this would be like a Vi or a Garen turn, and both of those are pretty frustrating for this deck, I think. But again, we don't necessarily care. I guess we care if Garen gets leveled up. That's Fiora. Ugh, don't like seeing that. If they don't attack here, I'm probably happy, right? They're going to attack. Fiora wants to kill Kalista. Right? So what I might do is allow them to play whatever barrier shenanigans they have, and then I can like Vile Feast. So yeah, if they don't attack, we're probably happy. I mean, it's always a risk just open passing. Okay, gonna deal out one of those. So the problem here now is that a Vile Feast won't... Or that if I Vile Feast, I won't be able to play Lucian and Senna together. But if I play one of them, then the following turn I can play the other as my first action, so then if they kill one, we'll get the value. So okay, so that's what we'll do. We will... do I want to Vile Feast now? No, they're going to attack. They just put this barrier on. They're totally going to attack. There we go. Cool. She's going to grab Kalista. Yep. Totally understand that play. And you know, so we could back to back here. And but the problem is with this barrier being down, the back to back means we can't Vile Feast. We're not really, all we're doing is saving our Kalista, as opposed to you know, getting the Lucian Senna combo down. And you know, that may not be enough to win the game at this point. You know, they're at 6, they're at 12. We don't care about taking this damage here because we're putting them on the back foot. We're gonna go Senna.
Sentinels of light don't fear the dark.
All right. There's another Kalista. Okay. Great. So we'll Lucian now and see what they do.
Your face is silly like that.
Unlikely with you around.
The Bannerman missed on the Allegiance. Wow. Okay. Okay. So do we Kalista and like get rid of our spider? It's a tough one. Or do we just go ahead and swing now? We know 2 of them are going to get through to the face as opposed to whatever they bring down next. They could drop like some sort of barrier related shenanigans here. I think we do this. I think we just full swing now, drop Kalista afterwards, and like, you know, Kalista would just get traded into here. And I don't know. I just think I'd rather get, you know, 1 more point off the spider or whatever. But I think they'll value trade on the spider. I don't think they're going to want to go into Senna or Lucian, but they're going to have to sacrifice something to it. Now they might have a barrier trick, in which case we're a little bit sad. But if they can't have 2 barrier tricks, so even if they barrier trick 1 of our 2 friendos here, even if they barrier trick 1 of the 2, we still get the level up on 1 of them. Now, granted, obviously they're gonna stop Lucy. They do not want Lucian getting leveled up against this deck, not at all. I wish I could click these coins. I love this board, by the way. Like, it's super fun and the music's so chill. But I do wish I could like click the coins, bling, bling, you know. Okay, so they're going for the value trades, and they're going to take a good amount of damage here. They're down to 3, guys. That's an interesting choice. Kalista. And we'll throw the Mage Seeker Conservator down too. Okay, here we go. They're at 3, we're at 13. The back-to-back in the back-to-back in the back pocket, that is really what's going to be clutch here. Okay, Grizzled Ranger, okay. We'll go ahead and If they don't swing, we win. So we don't. I mean, I could go ahead and get Lucian leveled up with this Glimpse Beyond. But what I don't... Pass. Let's not overthink it. Alright, we will toss this Mage Seeker Conservator down, and that'll get Lucian leveled up, and then we'll have the Glimpse Beyond to rally.
I'll bring them peace.
Nice. Look at that guy. Mind Meld. Set all allies' power and health to the number of spells you've played this game. I don't think we played hardly any spells. Maybe none. We played a Vile Feast. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Glimpse Beyond. Get those cards. Of course, we're blowing up the Undying here because it's going to come back stronger. Kalista's almost leveled up. We've got another Kalista. Neverglade Collector here is so good. Okay, so we should have rallied, right? So they're attacking, but I think we do have the rally. Just swinging the War Chefs? Or no, he's arranging them. Okay. I mean, we do have the Black Spear, right? Off of the second Kalista. We also have the back-to-back. They have 6 mana, though.
Show them our metal.
My steel is yours.
Okay. What are we looking at here? Ooh, we got a block. Okay. Let's see. With the back-to-back, though, I'm feeling comfy. Let's go Kalista. Right now we're going down to 8, so if they back to back. The problem here...
Not so fast.
Don't duck on my account.
That's our play. I think that's... I mean, that's got to be it, right? And if they have a back-to-back... Oh, they don't? Okay, great. I think we win now. Oh, we didn't get the attack token, I guess. Because it wasn't the first time it died. Right. That makes sense. But I think we win now. I could drop the Neverglade Collector, but... Oh, should I? That's always the question here. We gotta, like, be thoughtful about this. I do think I'm just winning, though. But we could go, like, Neverglade Senna. Neverglade might just put it out of reach. This might be the wrong play. I fully admit, like, this could be the wrong play. And I might just be, like, too worried about them clearing a bunch of stuff. But there we go. We got the win. Let's go. Oh, man. We got the whole crew out there, too. What a great demo game for this deck.